Where's Percy? It was a special delivery for Thomas. He was making his 10,000th delivery. I'm going to be awarded a special sticker, Thomas said. Everybody's going to be at Brendam Docks to celebrate, Percy said. You had to give a speech. Thomas wondered what he would say in the speech. Maybe I could tell a joke, Thomas muttered to himself. He was so busy worrying about his speech that he didn't notice he had pulled ahead of Percy. Thomas, wait for me, Percy called out. Thomas didn't hear. He just vanished around the bend. Percy tried to catch up with Thomas, but Percy lost his balance when he came up to the bend. Whoa! Percy cried as he fell. Percy landed at the bottom of the hill. Thomas! He called. There was no reply. He tried to charge back up the hill, but it was too steep. Meanwhile, Thomas rolled into Brendam Docks, where Kana, Nia, and Diesel gave him a big cheer. Congratulations on making 10,000 deliveries, Thomas, Tom had said. Thomas turned to grin at Percy, but his friend was nowhere to be seen. Where's Percy? Asked Thomas. Thomas felt terrible. He realized that he hadn't been paying attention to Percy at all. The award will have to wait, he said. I must go and find my friend. Thomas went to check the recycling plant. I can't find Percy, he told Bruno. Think about every stop you made today, and when you made it, where did you last see him? Asked Bruno. Bruno continued. That's always a good way to find something, and it will work for friends too. I know Percy was with me when we went past Crumble Canyon. I'll check there, Thomas replied. At Crumble Canyon, Thomas spotted a Percy-shaped hole in the hedge. Percy must have fallen off the track. Don't worry, Percy, I'm coming, Thomas called. Thomas bravely leaped off the track. At the bottom, he picked himself up, determined to make sure Percy was safe. Meanwhile, Percy had gotten lost. He made his way down an old, overgrown track with a junction in one direction stood a dark, gloomy, old tunnel. In the other was a huge mud puddle. Percy didn't know which way to go. At the tunnel entrance, he terrified at the shark shadows. No, it's too dark for me in there, Percy said. Anyway, I don't mind a bit of lovely mud. He zoomed down the other track and straight through the big mud puddle. Splish! Soon Thomas arrived at the same junction. Which way did Percy go? He wondered. Then he set off through the huge puddle. Splash! As Percy chugged on, the track split again. One way, there was a long winding track through a deep valley. The other way led to a big swaying bridge. Percy shuddered as he chose the bridge. It was the quickest way back to Brendam Docks. As Percy started to cross the bridge, it made a loud creaking sound. Then it started to sway. No, I don't like this, Percy said as he chugged off the valley into the valley instead. When Thomas pulled up to the junction, he took one look at the swaying, creaking bridge and headed down to the valley. He knew that Percy didn't like heights. Down in the valley, Percy heard a cheerful noise. Quack, quack. I love ducks, Percy said, and headed in the direction of the quacking. Thomas was just behind Percy, but didn't know it. Thomas was starting to feel a little gloomy, but then he heard the quacking. Percy loves ducks, Thomas said. He's gone that way. At last, Thomas spotted his friend up ahead. Percy was delighted. How did you find me? Well, I knew you wouldn't go through that scary tunnel, Thomas said, and you don't like heights, so you wouldn't have gone over the bridge. And then I heard the ducks, so I knew you would have come this way. You know me so well, Thomas, Percy said. I'm sorry I didn't pay attention earlier, Thomas said. I was too busy thinking about my speech. Let's go, Percy said as they zoomed to Brendam Docks. Thomas, you made it, said Sir Topham Hatt. I am delighted to award you this special sticker. But wait, you're covered in mud. He got in a mess trying to find me, Percy said. You're lucky to have such a good friend, said Sir Topham Hatt. But maybe Thomas should wash before he gets his special award. I think that would be a good idea, Thomas agreed, and all his friends laughed and cheered.